This video will lay out the step-by-step process and all of the resources you need to learn Spanish from zero to fluent for completely free. As a beginner, you're going to start with YouTube, specifically with comprehensible input on YouTube. Dreaming Spanish is one of the most popular and prolific channels and has tons of videos that are designed to be comprehensible even to someone who knows literally zero Spanish. If you search Spanish comprehensible input in YouTube, you will find hundreds of playlists, channels, and videos. Find the ones that you enjoy watching and try to set and reach a daily watch goal. Some of my favorites are Spanish After Hours, Español con Juan, Fabulated, Story Learning Spanish, and Spanish with Alma. If you have a higher tolerance for ambiguity, you can skip the comprehensible input material entirely and go straight to watching native content. It will be completely incomprehensible to you at first, but will gradually become comprehensible. Consuming lots of input is enough to get you from beginner to intermediate, but if you want to study grammar and vocabulary, you can borrow some textbooks from your local library, watch instructional grammar videos on YouTube, or make use of free Anki decks that will teach you the highest frequency vocabulary. You can also work your way through a free app-based course like Duolingo or Language Transfer. It might help to download a browser extension designed to make subtitles more useful for language learners. One popular example is Language Reactor, which allows for automatic translation and visualizes which words you know or don't know. If you want to interact with Spanish speakers during the beginner stage, you should find a native Spanish speaker who is learning English on Reddit, HelloTalk, or Tandem to practice crosstalk with. Crosstalk is perfect for beginners because unlike traditional language exchanges, you each speak in your native language. This allows you to have fuller and more interesting conversations without the stress of fumbling around trying to speak in a language you don't know. You can also check out some beginner Spanish podcasts like the Duolingo podcast, Cuéntame, and Chill Spanish listening practice. If you want to track your time, you can use a free app like Toggle Track. The beginner stage should take a couple hundred hours. Whether you track time or not, you will know you've completed this stage when you can watch easy TV shows and YouTubers and generally follow along with them. You won't understand them perfectly at this point, but that's okay. Now that you are at the intermediate stage, you're going to keep doing everything you had been doing before, but with slightly more difficult content. You should let your interests drive you. Enjoy the nostalgia of watching the kids' shows that you grew up with, but now in Spanish, and watch dubbed versions of the TV shows you've seen 100 times before and can recite from memory. There are free streaming services like PlutoTV, VIX, Univision, and Tubi that have tons of content in Spanish. Your main job in the intermediate stage is to be a diligent content finder. Always look out for new books, podcasts, audiobooks, TV shows, movies that seem interesting to you. If there are types of content you enjoy watching in English, see if you can find similar Spanish-speaking content creators. If you like watching movie review videos, find Spanish movie reviewers. If you like watching beauty vlogs, find Spanish beauty vloggers. If you try them and find they are too difficult, make a list and save them for later. Keep building on the material you have and occasionally watch stuff that you've already seen before. If you're enjoying studying grammar and vocabulary, you can continue renting textbooks from your library and using whichever apps you are using. You can use the free version of grammar study websites like studyspanish.com and Quizzic. You can also find more advanced Spanish Anki decks. You should also be reading at this point. Check out graded readers or easy kids books from your local library, on Project Gutenberg, and in the Internet Archive. I personally enjoyed reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid, I Survived, and the Magic Treehouse series in Spanish during this stage. There are also websites like Alba Learning that have collections of stories in Spanish with audio, and apps like Webtoons that let you read comics and manga for free. Other great sources of reading material are websites like Men's Health, Cosmo, and GQ, which all have Spanish versions. If you want to listen while reading, you can use a browser like Microsoft Edge that has built-in TTS. Unlike a lot of other free TTS options, it doesn't sound weird or robotic. During the intermediate stage, you should find and listen to lots of podcasts. Podcasts are a great way to practice pure listening, and you can use them while doing the dishes, cleaning, and showering. One of my favorite podcasts for this is How to Spanish, but I also listen to the daily news. If you are tracking your time, this stage will likely take another few hundred hours, but you will know that you've completed the intermediate stage when you start feeling like the content you're watching is not only comprehensible, but maybe even easy. At the advanced stage, you should keep consuming content that interests you, but should put a greater emphasis on native Spanish TV shows like telenovelas. If you want to focus on a specific Spanish dialect, you should try to consume lots of content specifically from that country. Many Spanish-speaking countries have free public TV stations similar to PBS. Spain has RTVE, Mexico has MX+, and Dominican Republic has RTVD. You should also be trying to spend lots of time purely listening. podcasts and audiobooks are great for this. You can use an app like Pocketcasts to listen to podcasts and can use apps like Libby and Hoopla to borrow audiobooks from your local library for free. There are also tons of audiobooks on YouTube. When you are in the advanced stage, you should try to read as much as possible. Read fiction, read nonfiction, read autobiographies, read advertisements, read YouTube comments, read Reddit posts of people complaining about their significant other, read everything. If you want to keep actively studying, you certainly can and should continue with textbooks, learning apps, and Anki. If you feel like there are specific things that you want to improve on, Google around for explanations of them. Don't stress about learning any one specific thing, just read the grammar explanation and then try to notice it while you're immersing. Unlike the beginner and the intermediate stage, the advanced stage of language learning sort of never ends. You can always improve in some way, so how long you want to spend really just depends on how far you want to go and why you are learning Spanish. If your goal is to be a professional living in Spain, you will need to spend a lot more time than someone who is learning Spanish to be able to converse with their neighbors. If you follow the path I laid out, you will learn Spanish from zero to fluent for absolutely free. There will be a list of all the resources I mentioned in the video description.